Well, we'll have a couple more comfortable days ahead of us before temperatures look to ramp up for most of next week. We'll talk about that, plus have the very latest out in the tropics here in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and take a look at the upper level pattern to start here. And we still have a nice northwesterly flow aloft across our region, so that kept conditions overall pretty nice throughout the day today, and that's also going to be in place tomorrow, meaning the nicer weather is going to continue heading into Sunday as well. Now, nothing but fair to mostly clear skies across the deep south, but that's not the case if we head out into the tropics. Now remember, early October, we pay attention to the Bay of Campeche and Caribbean Sea. Now here is Tropical Storm Gamma, did make landfall as a pretty strong tropical storm earlier today on the Yucatan Peninsula, and we have another tropical disturbance in the Central Caribbean that we'll be keeping an eye on here in the next several days as well. But again, here's Gamma here now starting to exit the Yucatan Peninsula, heading for the Bay of Campeche throughout the next couple of days. And then here's our disturbance out in the Central Caribbean. Now has a high 70% chance to develop in the next 5 days as it generally heads toward the southern and central Gulf of Mexico. We'll track it out with the Euro model here in just a little bit. But first, real quick, Tropical Storm Gamma, as of the 10 o'clock advisory, winds down to 60 miles per hour, moving to the northwest at 7. We'll generally drift to the north tomorrow, but then into early next week it heads to the Bay of Campeche, still remaining tropical storm strength, where it'll kind of meander around for a couple of days, but no threat for us here in Acadiana. So here we go with the Euro model, tracking it out. Pause it here Tuesday morning. There goes Gamma into the Bay of Campeche, and then heading into the middle and latter parts of next week. Here comes that disturbance that's in the Central Caribbean right now. Could be a depression, tropical depression number 26, or tropical storm Delta. That's the next name up here, but this is the part in the forecast where we do have some differences in the models. GFS keeps it very weak as it generally drifts towards the Louisiana coastline. Euro model keeps it weak as well as we head into next weekend, but generally towards Florida, and that is the thinking as of now. We should see more hostile environmental conditions setting up along the northern Gulf Coast heading later on into next week, into next weekend, meaning this would generally stay a weaker system and really just be more of a rainmaker for someone along the northern Gulf Coast. So we'll keep an eye on it, but really nothing to be overly stressed about at this point. So another cool start tomorrow morning, low temperatures into the mid 50s, and then throughout the afternoon, wall-to-wall sunshine. Once again, a little bit warmer though, high temperatures into the lower 80s, and then we'll see a weak frontal passage try to move through late Sunday into early Monday. It's not going to be a rainmaker or really bring down our temperatures a whole lot, but it will ensure that the slightly cooler, drier conditions will continue through the first parts of next week. So overnight tonight, low temperatures dropping into the mid 50s under pleasant conditions out there, and throughout tomorrow, another sun-filled day with a little bit warmer conditions. High temperatures will be topping out in the lower to mid 80s, and then through the next 10 days, again, weather forecast looking pretty good through the first parts of next week. Rain chances stay relatively low throughout the majority of next week, but we will be warming up. High temperatures back into the mid and upper 80s, and then of course we'll be watching the tropics heading into next weekend as well. And that'll do it for weather. We have much more coming up right after the break.